So I got a question for you. What changes when you zoom your scope? Does your target get bigger? Of course it does. But what does your reticle do? Well, that's going to depend on the focal plane that you're using. So you're asking yourself, what are you talking about focal plane? Well, there's two focal planes. There's first focal plane, and then there's a second focal plane. And second focal plane, also known as the SFP, is what we're going to start on. So this is a more traditional and common design, especially within hunting scopes. In a second focal plane scope, the reticle stays the exact same size regardless of my magnification setting. It always appears crisp and familiar. What's the catch? Well, the hash marks on the BDC and mil dot reticles are only accurate at one specific magnification, and that's typically the highest setting. Now, there are some optics on the higher end where you will see that the 1x and the 6x, if I'm running a 1:6, that they will stay accurate there. But for the most part, if I zoom out to a low power, those holdover points are no longer valid. So you can still use a crosshair. It's still good, still accurate, but you can't use the reticle for accurate holds or even ranging. Now let's look at a first focal plane or an FFP. So in FFP scope, the reticle is placed in front of magnification assembly. This means as you zoom in, the reticle grows in size along with the target, and when I zoom out, it shrinks. The huge advantage here is that the reticle's subtensions, whether they're MOA or mil markings, are accurate and proportional at every single magnification level. Meaning, if I'm running a 4.5 to 27 or a 4 to 12, it doesn't matter. My 4 is going to be the same as my 5, as my 10, as my 14, as my 27, or even all the way up to 35. Whatever my optic allows, my holdovers are going to be true. This is why a first focal plane has become the standard for long range and tactical shooters who need to make fast, accurate shots at various distances without dialing their turrets. The downside, at low power, the reticle can become very small and difficult to see, and at high power, it can appear thick and potentially obscure a small target. So which is right for you? If you're a hunter who primarily aims with the center crosshair and uses a low magnification for finding game, second focal plane is simple, effective, and often more affordable. If you live by your holdovers and you need that reticle to be a reliable measuring tool at any power setting, the first focal plane is the only way to go.